Do you know Gen Z for Change's impact on environmental advocacy? In a world struggling with the realities of climate change and the urgent need for sustainable practices, a new force for positive change is here as hell. I always get excited when I find out about any groups that are involved with protecting people and the environment, especially when there are enthusiastic youth groups that know they can contribute to making a positive change for the betterment of all. So in this episode, I'm going to highlight one of those groups leading the charge by using one of their generation's superpowers, which is being well equipped to take advantage of the reach of social media. Gen Z for Change, a youth-led collective of activists harnessing the power of social media, is at the forefront of advocating for a greener, more sustainable, and equitable future. With some of their focus on environmental issues such as climate change and infrastructure improvement, their efforts are not only encouraging, but also essential for the well-being of our planet. One of the principles driving Gen Z for Change is their dedication to environmental issues, including eco-friendly practices and green products. By advocating for sustainable living and supporting environmentally conscious businesses, they strive to reduce carbon footprints and minimize environmental impact. From encouraging the use of reusable products to promoting renewable energy sources, their message resonates with audiences worldwide, inspiring positive action on an individual level. Furthermore, Gen Z for Change recognizes the critical role of infrastructure improvement in protecting and preserving the environment. By advocating for investments in sustainable infrastructure projects, such as renewable energy initiatives, public transportation systems, building restoration, they aim to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and promote eco-friendly urban development. Through their efforts, they seek to create communities that prioritize environmental sustainability while enhancing quality of life for all residents. At the heart of Gen Z for Change's advocacy is their unwavering commitment to addressing the climate emergency. With a strategic focus on expanding their network and building on past successes, they work tirelessly to mobilize young people in the fight against climate change, along with other social issues. Through initiatives such as climate marches and digital organizing campaigns, they amplify the voices of youth activists and demand urgent action from policymakers at all levels of government. Central to their approach is the rejection of climate nihilism, fatalistic belief that nothing can be done to halt global warming. Instead, Gen Z for Change offers hope and solutions, emphasizing the importance of collective action in tackling environmental challenges. By fostering enthusiasm and optimism among their peers, they inspire a new generation of climate activists who are committed to building a more sustainable future. Their efforts have not gone unnoticed. Surveys show that young people, particularly members of Gen Z, are increasingly supportive of measures to address climate change, with a majority endorsing the phasing out of fossil fuels. Through their advocacy and outreach efforts, Gen Z for Change is helping to shift public opinion and galvanize support for bold climate action. However, their work has just begun. Gen Z for Change recognizes the urgency of the climate crisis and the need for immediate and decisive action. They call on adults and policymakers to wake up to their shamelessly slow response to the reality of climate change and take meaningful steps to address it before it's too late. Summing it up, Gen Z for Change represents a light of hope in the sometimes dark fight against climate change. Through their dedication, innovation, and tireless advocacy, they are empowering young people to become leaders in environmental activism and driving positive change for future generations. As we confront the challenges of the climate crisis, we can look to Gen Z for Change as a source of inspiration and a catalyst for meaningful progress towards a greener, more sustainable world. You may like this quote from Sir Richard Branson, founder of Virgin Group. Climate change is a huge challenge, but it can be brought in line if governments, businesses, and individuals work together. What are your questions about today's episode? We are always here to help and excited to answer them. Thank you for listening, and see you on my next episode.